Hi, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make curry powder, the classic spice that defines Indian cooking that's really not Indian. I'm showing this to you with some hesitation because curry powder really is not a very authentic Indian thing. I know people don't realize that, but it isn't. It actually was something that was a convenience that the British adopted when they came to India. They liked the food, they wanted a one-stop shop. And actually, it's the same one-stop shop that a lot of people find convenient. And since so many people ask me for it, I figured it's at least better to have you guys make your own rather than buy a store-bought variety. So join me as I explain the spices and teach you how to make my blend of curry powder. So what I'll be doing for the curry powder is picking out the spices and dry roasting them. For dry roasting spices, which I highly recommend before making your own spice blend, any pan will do, but it's good to have a heavy bottom pan that heats evenly because you don't want the spices browning too much or burning out when you're roasting them. So I get this started, and first up I'm using cumin. Cumin is a very versatile spice. It's these brown thin seeds and it offers a nice smoky savory aroma. So we do about 2 spoons of this, 2 teaspoons as you can see, and about the same proportion of coriander seeds. Coriander seeds have a sweeter, flowery taste. Both these are extremely healthy and actually good for the stomach. Next up, I add some black peppercorns. This is a much smaller proportion, about half teaspoon. Add in the peppercorns, then about a teaspoon of black mustard seeds. Now the black mustard seeds do add a touch of bitterness, so it's a personal choice how much you want to add. And I add in whole dried red chili peppers. You can add in cayenne pepper, but I feel that this gives it a much better flavor and a deeper color. And these wrinkly chilies are slightly different. They are milder and they add more color rather than the heat. And the rest of the spices are already powdered, so I do not add them while toasting them. And lastly, actually, the whole spice that we use in moderation really gives the maple curry flavor that people associate with curry. These brown seeds are fenugreek seeds. And these go in, and we have one fresh ingredient. These leaves are curry leaves. They will be found in your local Indian store. They have a very distinct citrusy flavor, and they give, again, the spice blend its very characteristic sweet and savory flavor. You really roast this until it smells fragrant. Hopefully the spices will be a few shades darker. I'm shaking this to actually evenly heat them and also make sure that none of them get too burnt. Okay, now that the spices are all toasted, they smell so good. You add them to a spice grinder. You know, it doesn't matter what spice grinder you use. I even work with a coffee grinder. It should be something that's powerful enough to grind whole seeds evenly. So most coffee grinders or spice and nut grinders work. I would recommend something with a wide base because, as you did notice, I shook in quite a bit of stuff. You don't want them falling all around you. Something that's easy to detach from the base because you want to clean it as you go along. And at this point, what I add in is powdered turmeric, which gives the curry powder its distinct yellow color. It's a very healthy spice. It is anti-inflammatory and it's good for the skin. It's supposed to be good for the bones as well. And then we close the lid and press the blender. And here you go. And I personally like to store my blends in a tight sealing reasonably dark container that keeps well in a cool, dry place.